All right, just two other things I want to touch upon, and we'll get to the Bisht. Nusret, I'm sure you were familiar with him. I'm sure you probably follow him on Instagram. And
of course.
You love his videos. Yeah. A lot of people got bent out of shape by the fact that he was down there on the pitch celebrating with the players, lifting the World Cup, pretending to sprinkle salt on the World Cup. I don't want to over-moralize about this. I don't know if Argentina players invited him on there. Personally, I like to be a little bit traditional. You want to have your family there, that's fine. We've seen little kids. One of the most touching moments for me was, I think it was after the Morocco-Croatia game when like everybody had left and Yacine Bouno was on the pitch with like his tiny little kid, like kicking a ball around. This is basically after the stadium had emptied. I love that, right? Nusret is not in any way related to any of these Argentina players. It struck a wrong chord. It struck to me as like kind of this sort of ceaseless self-promotion of this guy. And look, you're a successful businessman. What you do works, but like this is their moment. It's not. It's not yours.
I don't think some of the Argentinian players look particularly pleased with it either. You know, some of the antics and
some were very polite. Some kind of blanked them. To be fair,
what are you doing? You know, this is the players' big moment and their families, as you were saying. You know, and again, there's a time for that. You have the players on the field at the right moment, at the beginning of the ceremony, and then when everybody else has left, then you can get your family on the pitch. Then you can get maybe friends, but really, it should just be the players and the family and the coaches.
So his restaurant was basically like a block from where I stayed in Doha. And again, a lot of celebrities went there. Gianni Infantino, the FIFA president, was there at least twice, I think, during the competition. And he's often in videos with him.
Were you sitting next to him at the time?
I was not with him at that dinner on that particular occasion. But I don't think Infantino spends a lot of time on social media, but he's just somebody's explained to him that this guy's famous and he obviously likes a steak and he likes posing a little bit with him. I wish he'd kind of expand his universe of influencers. You know, you could, maybe next time rather than, Salt Bae, who's, let's face it, kind of very 2018.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe Kabi, maybe there's somebody else who's more famous on the influencer stage. I would hate to think that this guy used his relationship with Infantino, the fact it was some sort of VVIP box, to go down and self-promote. And I would hope that the FIFA president, whoever does the protocol, says to him, listen, Nusret, you're a friend of FIFA, you're a friend of the presidents, that's great. But you can't go on the pitch for this moment. I would really, again, I think internally they need to look at this and say, who do we want actually involved in this iconic moment?
You know how hard it is to get into any sort of ground and get onto any pitch, as part of the journalism. So he must have had all the credentials to get himself right onto the pitch.
I think that's a question FIFA need to ask internally. And like, do we honestly want this? Look, he's not, because he literally has nothing to do with it, right? The man's not Qatari. No. He's not Arab. The man's Turkish. He's known for something else. Like, it really was not did not strike the right chord.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.